Hey guys, last week I was speaking at Man to Man, our men's ministry, and I was talking about making sure our lives really count and making sure we live for what is important. And as I was working on that talk, those of you guys who've taught classes before know that God will often really press us and make sure and see if we really believe what we're about to get up there and say in front of a lot of people. One of my biggest concerns and one of the things I try to keep tabs on in terms of my heart and my walk with Christ in working in ministry is I don't want to become a salesman who doesn't even use the product. And so as I was working on this talk and thankfully God was wrestling with me on what I really believe and what I really value and who I'm focusing my time on, I was convicted. I'm a pretty driven guy, and there are blessings that go along with that, and there are curses that go along with it as well. Often drivenness works well in the workplace and presents some difficulties in marriage and in fathering. And so God was really convicting me, saying, Kevin, do you really value your walk with me? Do you really value your relationship with Julie? Do you really value your fathering and your relationship with McLean and Claire, my two precious children? And as I was reading the Word and getting in the Word, I came across Psalm 90:12. And the author is saying, teach us to count, teach us to number our days, that we may present to you a heart of wisdom. You see, when you're lying on your deathbed, when I'm lying on my deathbed, when I was carrying the caskets of both of my parents, my mom's when I was 15, my dad's when I was 26, I was not thinking about what type of car they had or how much or how little money they had or the types of houses they gave us. I was just sad to be losing them. And I was thinking about the time we had together. So whether you're a business executive or a pastor or like my dad was, a brick and block mason, I would encourage you, I would challenge you, as I'm challenging myself, to make sure that we spend our time on who and what counts. Because as a man told me when I stepped off the platform and spoke at Man to Man, he said he was young in his career in a recognizable field and moving up the ladders of success. And his mentor told him, he said, you know, Johnny, this organization is, when you die, it will replace you and it will keep on moving. But the people who are not going to be able to replace you, whose lives will be forever changed, who for them there's only one of you, are your wife and your kids. And that small group of people who you really invest in and show the love of Christ in their lives. So let's challenge each other to remind ourselves that life is a vapor and we are like blades of grass, like Proverbs says, and to really pray through and focus on making our lives count today. Thanks, guys.